Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just pure buzzing, as they say in Auchinleck, and I'm sure that the new your kites are all wheel swapped. And here we are living in the Rabbie Burns supper dream in beautiful Brigadoon in the birthplace of the Bard. So put your seats in an upright position, fasten your seatbelts, and hopefully we'll not be in for too much of a bumpy ride. But thanks to you, David, for your opinion of us ladies. You know, there's a lot more to David than meets the eye, and of course, in his line, he spends a lot of his time visiting nursing homes, but he's still to find one that'll take him. David, like Jimmy, is from Kilmarnock, but both of them managed to forge passports and get through border control. I heard that David had quite a poor upbringing, and it was difficult for his parents to buy a Christmas present for him. And sometimes his dad would put him in an old tyre and roll him down a hill, but they were good years. Now, when I was introduced to you, I mean, obviously my name is Jean, and what a privilege to share the same name as Robert Burns' wife, Jean Armour. And of course, it was to her he wrote, "My love is like a red, red rose that's newly sprung in June. Oh, my love is like a melody that's sweetly played in tune." Well, that's right, I'm called Jean, my mother was called Jean, my grandmother was called Jean, so you could say that it's all in the genes. And I'm an air girl, all dear, wham, ne'er, a tunes or passes for honest men and bonny lassies. And I'm as Ayrshire tatties. I'm as Ayrshire as Dunlop cheese. I'm as Ayrshire bacon. Is that your Ayrshire bacon? No, I'm just standing with my back to the fire, one with my hands. And this is the time of year, it's just torching with Burns suckers. You know, you can't turn round but somebody's addressing the toothache or a haggis or saying great Scots words like wee and sleek it and coorin' and words like hooch, my gandy, and you need to have a pint of phlegm just to pronounce that properly. And please see Jimmy Begg for any advice you need in using right, good Scots words. In my own modest way this morning, I was at a celebration for Burns. I was at the unveiling of a bust. My blouse caught in the door handle. But luckily I was wearing my sheepdog bra. It rounds them up and points them in the right direction. You know, why honey, some women look for a bra that will lift and separate, but some sadly have to look for one that will divide and conquer, said Truvy in Steel Magnolias. Now, gentlemen, pay attention here. This is important because for us, when you're buying a present, there's nothing we love more than gorgeous underwear. Now, you might find it confusing to think about going to shop for a bra, but just go into M&S and don't confuse this with S&M because that's something completely different. And the kind shop assistant will tell you that there are 4 basic kinds, perhaps appropriate given our last speaker, because there's a Catholic bra, a Salvation Army bra, a Presbyterian bra, and a Baptist bra. Now, don't look confused, gentlemen, because the Catholic bra supports the masses. The Salvation Army bra lifts the fallen. And the Presbyterian bra, this is my favourite one, because it keeps them staunch and upright. And the Baptist bra makes mountains out of molehills. Now, another reason we need really good underwear is that we can be prone to infection. And this happened to a lady who I'm about to introduce you to in this speech. And she was late for her work and her supervisor asked why. She explained that she was suffering from I never know how to pronounce this word, chaffing, chafing, tomato. Anyway, she said she had chaffing between her thighs, and he didn't understand, and she said, I went to the doctor, and he said I had an infection, and it would be best to put live yogurt on it. But when I went into the fridge, the only thing I had was a Muller Lime corner crunch. So tonight I hope to talk and enlighten you about Scots, about being a wee Scots woman, and that particular Scottish specimen, poor men. And this is the point in the evening when we celebrate the differences between the male and female of the species. And to that I say, vive les différences, as they say in on Bank, you'll ken what I mean. So how do couples get together in present day Scotland? And it is ironic that in a world of multimedia communication, we have more people living alone and lonely than ever. You sitting there all alone. Do you want to talk on the telephone? Go on the computer and don't despair because a friend in Tinder is waiting there. You know, couples meet at weddings, at weekends and weekdays. But for some, there is still the nightclub. Before that, the dance hall. Green grow the rushes, oh. Green grow the rushes, oh. The sweetest hours that e'er I spent were spent among the lassies, so. Now we're going to follow a typical Scottish couple on their journey together, a bit like Andy and Tracy. So we'll choose a typical Scots name, something like Harley. You know, I really did work in a school where there was a boy called Harley Davidson. That's not one word of a lie. So Harley was in furies with his pals. He's getting in the Jaeger bombs. He thought it was Arnold Schwarzenegger. Some of you'll remember him. Now, David mentioned getting ready to go out. This is what Harley had done. You know, he just had a pair of bobag boxers peeping over his jeans, a swoosh of Brute 33, and that's it, he's ready to go out. And let me rewind. Bobags, that undergarment favoured by men. In la belle France, they are designed by Yves Saint Laurent. In the United States, they are designed by Calvin Klein. In Scotland, do men wear bobags? Bags for, you know. Anyway, David was just mentioning how we get ready to go out, and I meant to mention how lovely all you gentlemen are looking this evening, and I can see that some of you have spent ages washing and blow drying your hair. It's just a pity some of you forgot to bring it with you. What about the ladies? Our grooming habits, preparation for going out, are ritualistic, lengthy, and not to be trivialised. We start with our finely plucked and painted eyebrow, and some of us are at an age when there's a wee facial hair problem going on, but this is dealt with bleaching, plucking, waxing, and other torturous treatments too heinous to describe amongst you genteel folk. Some even go under the knife. And let's face it, if Cheryl Cole, Cher and Joan Collins have another facelift, they'll all be wearing beards. From titivating your tootsies to beautifying our bikini lines, we are never done. And for some of us, we like a wee bit of sparkle, that wee bit extra, and invest in a wee bit of jewellery for, you know. So, I decided to write this poem. It's called In Praise of Beauty Parlours, aka Ode to a Bajazzle. Now, do you all ken what one is? Anyway, you can explain it among yourselves. Here we go. No. Bellamani, for ladies who love to linger and fanny a boot. Watch a hoot. When you go in feeling harassed and hellish, sit down at the bar and get some jelly. You'll get nailed for working and shopping and parties. It's the very cure for the broken hearties. Surrounded by animal print and pink, you can pamper and titivate, see the ultraviolet light and meditate. Glamorous things are done to dazzle your eyes and you'll sparkle and twinkle when you're being vajazzleized. Bellamani has everything for your face, your feet, and your, come on, and your, yeah, no. It's actually your granny. I would dare say such a thing. Now I want you to imagine David Attenborough's voice. We are now viewing this universal mating ritual that has evolved through millennia. So he asked this girl what her name was. No, David, it wasn't Nancy or Jean or Peggy or Mary. It was another good Scots name, you'll hear the day. It was Chardonnay. So Chardonnay nestled into his arms. Comfy, she said. Muir Kirky replied. Will you go, lassie, go, and long gang together, take a wild mountain time, all among the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie, go? Aye, she did go. Aye, she said she would go out with him. So they did as the Americans call it, started dating. Now, he wanted to make a big impression because he thought she was quite special, and he was going to take her to that new restaurant that serves a fusion of Indian and Scottish food. It's called Burns My Arse. He decided to take her to somewhere, I felt I better do a plug, you know, so he took her to somewhere like Loch Green or, Highgrove. Some costly place. There's a plug. So she leaned over the table to him and she said, would you like super sex? So he said, I think I'll just have the soup. It's a bit public in here. So he felt awkward and embarrassed and he changed the subject. And he told her, he was just fumbling around, for something to say, and he told her that he had sciatica because of his feet. And she looked at him puzzled and he said, well, see, these shoes are a size 9, but sciatica 10. Is this? He's all awkward and embarrassed, but is this why us ladies love Grabby? A man with a vast vocabulary, a plethora of words. Is that why women worshipped him? Here we've got a man, our national bard, he can speak, read and write. French, Latin, Ancient Greek, English to titled folk, and his own Scots to the peasants. And of course, after the dating comes the first night together. Now, something I have to stress to you, gentlemen, is the importance of foreplay. Without it, it's like rushing into the main course without an appetizer. But it is sad to say that for some of your Scottish men, their idea of foreplay is to stone at the bit of the bed wearing a pair of holy socks, at best the aforementioned bob-bag boxers, at worst a pair of 70s nylon Y-fronts, and shout, Geronimo, darling. Brace yourself. Now, gentlemen, if you don't start sex with foreplay, you're in danger of being replaced by chocolate. That tempting treat that heads straight for our bum and thighs, a bit like a man, except a bit more satisfying. Now, here's the tricky thing, and David mentioned, it's difficult to know the workings of the minds of women. And this is a point that I don't agree with him. Can I do this? Have I? No, that's okay. Right. So, yes, because do you know something? There are times that when we don't want foreplay. There are times we just want raw animal sex. No! And no one has encapsulated this better than the late and the very great Victoria Wood. Chardonnay and Harley sat one night. The sky was clear, the stars were bright, the wind was soft, the moon was up. As Chardonnay drank her cocoa cup, she licked her lips. She felt divine. She switched off gardener's question time. But Harley cringed with fear and dread as Chardonnay grabbed his tie and said, let's do it, do it while the mood is right. I'm feeling appealing, I've really got an appetite. I'm on fire with desire, I can handle half the tenors in a male voice choir. Let's do it tonight. But he said, I can't do it. My heavy breathing days have gone. I'm older, feel colder. It's other things that turn me on. I'm boring, imploring. Let me read this catalogue of vinyl flooring. I can't do it tonight. But she said, let's do it, do it while the mood is right. I'm feeling appealing, I've really got an appetite. I'm on fire with desire, I can handle half the tenors in the male voice choir. Let's do it tonight. And she said, let's do it till we rant and rave. Let's go, cause I know how I want you to behave. Not weakly, not bleed me, beat me on the bottom with the Woman's Weekly. Let's do it tonight. Our couple, they ended up falling in love. And that's what we want, gentlemen. David broached this. We want love. The dictionary defines love as a strong, irrational feeling of desire and excitement, occasionally aroused by a man, but more often by a handbag. Well, they ended up getting married. Oh, stiff, wiggly, young, we go keeper, heel and topper toe, arm and row and row, all for Chardonnay's wedding. And you could tell that Chardonnay was the bride, because she was the one in the white tracksuit. Now, after all the honeymoon and excitement of being newlyweds, the reality creeps in. And Chardonnay, like all us ladies, finds herself trying to be Nigella in the kitchen, a sex goddess in the bedroom, and going out to work full time. And has the lot of women really improved since the days of Burns? You know, Chardonnay was standing ironing while Harley was lying on the couch watching the football. And she said to him, oh, Harley, darling, do you fancy trying a new position? And her eyes lit up. You mean, aye, darling? She said, well, you stand here and do the ironing, and I'll lie on the couch and watch Coronation Street. So, Chardonnay and Harley climbed the hill of life together. Oh, Harley, my Jo John, when we were first acquaint, your locks were like the raven, your bonny brow was brent. They did very well for themselves. Bought a nice house in Racecourse Road in Ayr. Harley loved working in the garden, particularly his vegetable patch. And there was one evening that Chardonnay was making mince and she thought she needed some carrots, so she shouted out, oh, Harley, gonna get some carrots for the mince? And then she went, oh, Bris going away. She went, oh, Harley, darling, could we have some spring vegetables for the beef bourguignon? Anyway, she went back to stir them in, no Harley. She thought, I wonder what's happened to him. So she went out to the garden and there was Harley, lying in his vegetable patch, dead. And what did you do? Said her pal. Oh, I just opened a packet of frozen peas instead, she said. And sleep together at the foot, John Anderson, my Joe. For all that, and all that, they're still our men for all that. They drive us to exasperation and sometimes even to desperation. But for all that, and all that, we love you, boys. Ladies, please be upstanding and toast our laddies. To the